Death by stealth. In looking through comparative death rates of various illnesses, I was hugely surprised to learn that last year, globally, over 20 million people died from heart disease and another 18 million from cancer. 38 million people. For comparison, the current COVID pandemic has taken 500,000 lives. So why has COVID become such an international urgency when its death rate doesn't come even close to the other two major killers? One obvious answer is that COVID kills quickly, and the really big killers take their time, even years. Another answer may be that we've become accustomed to being killed by cancer or heart disease, but unaccustomed to being killed by COVID. Or is it that COVID's morbidity makes for far more dramatic news reporting and screenshots, and therefore sells better? The cynic in me finds it odd that we aren't finding as much media hype, nor seeing politicians taking daily center stage on what are clearly the far greater health threats facing humanity. It says heaps about our myopic social and personal visions that we maintain seemingly sanguine beliefs about our longer-term health, that we believe there will always be sufficient health facilities for a rapidly growing aged population, that we perceive illnesses like cancer and heart disease as normal aging and inevitable. Has courage and personal discipline deserted us to the point that living in denial is our only psychological escape route? Or are we so illiterate about health and well-being that we simply don't know that food and lack of exercise are the true culprits for the majority of those 38 million deaths? Governments are intruding, rightfully, into our private lives, legislating the wearing of face masks, closure of shopping malls, limiting numbers at family celebrations and prayer services. And we go along with that because that's what we elected the government for, to protect us. But where is the legislation to eat healthily, to put a quota on alcohol sales, to eliminate toxicity in food production, to do 20 push-ups twice a day, and to introduce a course in stress management in every school? Doesn't the government realize that breakdown of our general health is poised to cause enormously greater death rates than COVID and bankrupt the government to boot? It staggered me to read that a subject once known as critical thinking is being removed from schools' syllabuses. Isn't the skill of thinking clearly, critically, and correctly lie at the core of the world's future? Or is our government-mandated education system so inept or fearful that by default it has deleted thinking clearly and critically about our future as a dangerous activity that might tip the government out of office? We're living longer, but ailing longer. The infirmity is not due to old age, but to lack of personal responsibility and self-discipline, plus a high dose of health illiteracy. The cost of healthcare is skyrocketing, and this will inevitably become unaffordable, eventually unavailable, and will bankrupt us. We need to stare down this scenario and break the perception that aging means becoming sick. It's an absolute mitzvah to practice health prevention and cure. It is no less important than the mitzvahs of mezuzah or Shabbos. Don't neglect your health. Negligence becomes culpable, even by legal definition, an act of constructive suicide.